Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying home where you are safe and healthy. And I hope you're also learning some really good, new, and fun information. Before long, hopefully, we are back together again and you'll be able to share some of that with me. So, today for our lesson, you are going to need a few materials. Make sure your writer's notebook is ready to go. You have a pencil, a piece of paper. It can just be a piece of scratch paper, that's fine. And then easy access to that links page because we'll need that at the end. So our objective for today is I can create an attention-grabbing hook sentence. Go ahead and read that with me, please. I can create an attention-grabbing hook sentence. We've briefly touched on this before, but a hook sentence is a sentence at the very beginning of your story that grabs those readers and makes them want to read more. It really hooks them in. So to begin, we're going to look at these two sentences. The first one says, on Sunday afternoon, we went on a long bike ride and saw 10 geese. The second sentence is, you would never believe what we saw on Sunday. When I read both of those sentences, one of them was just okay, and the other one kind of sparked my interest. So, what makes a good hook sentence? I would like you guys to pause the video and write down on your scratch piece of paper as many ideas as you can come up with of what makes a good sentence a hook sentence. So go ahead and pause the video now. So, what makes a good hook sentence? Here are the three main ideas that I came up with. The first one is it engages the reader. Second, it sparks the reader's interest. Third, it makes the reader want to read more. Now, all three of those are very similar. They all talk about how you get the reader interested and engaged and wanting to read more, so you hook them in, right? And all of those also kind of mean like the reader can make a connection with what you're saying. I'm sure you guys came up with some great ideas also, but those are the three main things we want to think about when we're writing a hook. So let's go back and look at the first two sentences we read. The first one was, on Sunday afternoon, we went on a long bike ride and saw 10 geese. So this sentence gives a lot of information. When did it happen? On Sunday afternoon. What were they doing? They were on a long bike ride. What did they see? 10 geese. So it gives a lot of information, but it's just kind of blah. It's not super exciting. It doesn't hook us in. It's not leaving me hanging at all to think about what the rest of the reading could be telling me, because there's three really big important things just in that one sentence. But when we look at the second sentence that says, you would never believe what we saw on Sunday, that's exciting. It kind of leaves us hanging. It makes us want to know what they saw on Sunday. What were they doing on Sunday when they saw this? Like, tell me more. So the second sentence is a great example of a hook sentence for a story. So a hook can look a couple different ways. So what can it look like? It can be a question. It can be a metaphor or a simile. Or it can be an interesting fact. Those are the three main types of hooks that we will see. If it is a question hook, it might sound like this. Have you ever been on the scariest roller coaster? That question makes me think, have I ever been on the scariest roller coaster? What roller coasters have I been on? What makes it the scariest roller coaster? If it were a metaphor or simile hook, it might sound like this. The roller coaster was as scary as getting chased by a bear. Well, we know it probably wasn't quite as scary as getting chased by a bear, but what made it that scary? Or if it was an interesting fact hook, it could sound like this. The roller coaster went over 300 feet in the air. 300 feet, that's like as tall as a football field, up in the sky. And it gets the reader thinking. So a question, a metaphor or simile, and an interesting fact. Those are the three main types of hooks. So let's create a hook for this story. So this whole paragraph is already written out. but it's missing one thing, the hook. What makes the reader want to keep reading? So it has a long blank at the beginning, and then it says, "It was a cold Tuesday morning and we were all ready to go. Mom was hollering Mom was hollering for us to load up the car so we could all start our long journey to the beach. By long, I mean 17 hours in the car long. Today was the day I wish I could time travel." So let's refresh our memory. What are the three types of hooks? Question, metaphor and simile, an interesting fact. Say those with me. Question, metaphor, simile, or interesting fact. When I read this, I instantly thought of a question hook, but maybe you guys thought of something different. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what I would put as the hook for this. You guys might have a different idea, and it would be just as good. So what I would put as the hook, it'd be a question. And the last sentence in this paragraph says, "Today was the day I wish I could try time travel." So that got me thinking, I want to try time travel. So what if the hook was, have you ever wished you could time travel? So let's read this paragraph with this hook in there. Have you ever wished you could time travel? It was a cold Tuesday morning and we were all ready to go. Mom was hollering for us to load up the car so we could start on our long journey to the beach. By long, I mean 17 hours in the car long. Today was the day I wish I could time travel. I think that sounds great and fits perfectly in. You guys might have some other ideas that will work just as well. That's the fun thing about hooks. Everyone has a different idea of how to start it. As long as it's engaging and hooks the reader in to want to reading more, it's a good hook. Okay, so I need your help again. This time it's about a story I'm writing. And I'm writing a story about my dog Molly, but I just can't come up with a good hook. So let's refresh our memories one more time. How could I start it? What are the three ways? A question, a metaphor or simile, and an interesting fact. So I'm asking you guys to choose one of those three hooks and write one for a story that I could use about my dog Molly. I attached a picture here of what my dog Molly looks like because you guys don't know her quite as well as I do. But that way you guys could have something to look off of for ideas of what your hook could be about. So it could be a question hook, a metaphor or simile hook, or an interesting fact hook about my dog Molly. So go ahead, pause the video, and write your idea of a hook in your writer's notebook so I can see it later, and then play the video again once you have your hook created. So I'm sure you guys came up with some great ideas of hooks, but I'm going to go over some ideas that I have. So for a question hook for my story, I could say, have you ever seen the cutest dog named Molly? For a metaphor or a simile hook, I could say, Molly is as cute as a button. For an interesting fact hook, I could say, Molly's dog breed is one of the most popular in the past 4 years. All three of those get me a little curious, like, well, have I seen a dog as cute as Molly? I think my dog's pretty cute. Molly is as cute as a button. I want to know more about her. And what breed is Molly? So I bet you guys came up with a lot of great examples, but those were three that I had thought of. Now we're going to work on your stories. So in just a second, I'm going to ask you guys to pause the video and complete this task. You're going to look through your writer's notebook and find 2 paragraph starters that you can change into one that we learned about today. So you're going to find 2 paragraph starters that you can change into either a question hook, a metaphor or simile hook, or an interesting fact hook. So go ahead, pause the video and complete that task, and then resume the video again when you are done. Finally, we are to our exit ticket. The very first part of our exit ticket is I would like you to whisper into your hand the 3 main types of hooks. We've mentioned them a lot today, so you guys should remember. So whisper into your hand the 3 main types of hooks. Hopefully you guys said question, metaphor or simile, in an interesting fact hook. So for the final thing I'm asking you guys to do today is to go to the links page and click on the exit ticket link and fill out that short exit ticket for me today. That is all I'm asking for you guys to do. So thank you guys for coming and learning with me today, and I hope to see you all very soon.